Perry's indictment can be traced back to his threat to veto millions of dollars in state funding to the Public Integrity Unit.
Today, the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee picked up where Perry left off, announcing the rough draft of the Senate budget will not allocate even a single dime to fund that unit. But as KXAN's Phil Prazen shows us, the Public Integrity Unit may still find a way to survive.
Texas's Public Integrity Unit investigates public corruption as well as fraud in insurance and the motor fuels tax.
That is not an individual who is heading up an office that we can afford to fund.
Former Governor Rick Perry is among those the unit has investigated.
This budget does not fund the Public Integrity Unit anywhere.
Words coming from Senate Finance Chair Jane Nelson could be the death knell for the unit.
I personally don't believe it belongs in Travis County. I think it's too political.
There's still some hope, but things are grave.
Andrew Wheat from Texans for Public Justice supports the Public Integrity Unit because it's investigated corruption within our Republican-dominated government.
They're losing an independent check on that power.
Another option for the unit is to move it into the Attorney General's office. Wheat opposes that possibility because the newly elected AG, Ken Paxton, is currently being investigated by the unit himself. However, the House's version of the budget does have money for the PIU, but it seems the conversation has moved from where it should exist to if it should exist. Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
This unit drew national attention for investigations into powerful political figures like former Congressman Tom DeLay of Sugar Land and former Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison. Last session, Texas lawmakers designated $7.5 million to pay for the Public Integrity Unit. That's over the two-year budget cycle. Again, Governor Perry vetoed that funding. Travis County commissioners kept the unit going. They approved more than $2.5 million from county money. The Public Integrity Unit had to cut back. The office lost 1/3 of its staff and dropped all statewide cases.
But for all that talk about what's not in the budget, let's look at what is in it. First, it cuts taxes by $4 billion, $3 billion from property taxes, $1 billion from franchise taxes. Then it adds money to the State Highway Fund and ends the rerouting of money to other departments like the Department of Public Safety, because DPS and Border Security is getting more money than in the past 7 years combined. It also has money for 90 more CPS workers and more residency slots for young doctors. The total number is higher than previous years.